How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? Welcome. The Bible wasn't written for you or for me. The Bible wasn't written for us, according to Bible scholar and professor of Hebrew Bible, Dr. Joel Baden of Yale University, Yale Divinity School, actually. Meditate on that. The Bible wasn't written for us. And you might say, well, who was it written for? That is what we are exploring in this series, where we are reading the entire Bible, not from a religious lens, not from what people told us. We are reading the Bible on our own terms to determine exactly what the Bible is for us. Do you love the Bible? Do you not love the Bible? Have you given the Bible up? Do you read the Bible every day? Completely up to you. Yet, what we do know is that this collection of books is so important to humanity, but perhaps not for the reasons that we've been taught in church. Hi, 11. I'm Reverend Valerie Love, and here we are deconstructing Christians. I'm an XJW, and I should say I am an XJW as if it is an identity. I had an experience of being in Jehovah's Witnesses for 26 years, and I'm free of the cult and have been free of the cult for over 30 years. Whoo, thank you, Jesus. Now, I'm a practicing Christian witch and the author of 26 books on practical spirituality, as well as Christian witchcraft and the occult. We talk in this series all about the occult meaning of the Bible, esoteric sciences, magical arts and sciences, and of course, history, biology, geography, archaeology, all of those disciplines together to explore a simple question. What is the Bible? What is it? So, here next to me, I have Moses, an AI depiction of Moses. Yes, Curtis, this is a grimoire, isn't it? I feel the same way. And it's the Bible is beyond description. I mean, this collection of books, whether you're working with anywhere between 66 books in your canon all the way up to 88 books in the Ethiopian canon, whatever, and in between is the Catholic canon, and of course we also have the Greek Orthodox canon. Whatever grouping of these books that you are working with, this collection of books is absolutely astounding. It's got wars, it's got famines, it's got pestilence, it's got aliens, yes, star travelers, it's got spaceships, it's got zombies. Okay? It's got angels, demons, witches, seers, kings, queens, prophets, prophetesses. I mean, this thing is Lord of the Rings on steroids. It's amazing. It's just not from God. Now, that's my take on it. This is humanity's library. These books were written for specific people in a specific time and has nothing to do with humans today having to follow every word that is in this collection of texts. Blessed spring equinox. How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? Curtis, I cannot wait to see you in the ritual tonight. Love that. So happy you're joining us in the ritual. Dia, I saw that you are having a medical procedure today. We're sending you love and healing vibes. That it go perfectly, perfectly. The doctor's hands and nurses and everyone who touches you are anointed with the love and healing touch of the infinite source. Yes, yes. I have the Catholic canon. My mom is Catholic and my dad is Baptist. I blend both. I love that. I love that. All right, today we have arrived at Exodus chapter 24. On to our reading of Exodus chapter 24, chapters 24 through 27, and then our commentary to break it all down. Woo! Let's go, family. We are reading from the World English Bible. And the reason we are reading from the World English Bible is because this Bible is in the public domain. So we abide by copyright laws. There are about 6 Bibles or so that are in the public domain, and we pay close attention to copyright. I am an author, I honor copyright, and I'm very thankful. So we use Bibles that are free of copyright and that are in the public domain, one of which, about 5 or 6 of them are in the public domain. You can Google them and find out which ones. One of which version, translation that I love is the World English Bible. It's the public domain Bible. By all means, I tagged it here on YouTube if you'd like to purchase it. You can also read it free at BibleGateway.com. He said to Moses, "Come up to Yahweh, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship from a distance. Moses alone shall come near to Yahweh, but they shall not come near. The people shall not go up with him." Moses came and told the people all Yahweh's words and all the ordinances, and all the people answered with one voice and said, "All the words which Yahweh has spoken will we do." Moses wrote all Yahweh's words, then rose up early in the morning and built an altar at the base of the mountain with 12 pillars for the 12 tribes of Israel. He sent young men of the children of Israel who offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of cattle to Yahweh. Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. He took the book of the covenant and read it in the hearing of the people, and they said, "We will do all that Yahweh has said and be obedient." Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, "Look, this is the blood of the covenant which Yahweh has made with you concerning all these words." Then Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel went up. They saw the God of Israel. Under his feet was like a paved work of sapphire stone, like the skies for clearness. He didn't lay his hand on the nobles of the children of Israel. They saw God and ate and drank. Yahweh said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and stay here, and I'll give you the stone tablets with the law and the commands that I have written, that you may teach them." Moses rose up with Joshua, his servant, and Moses went up onto God's mountain. He said to the elders, "Wait here for us until we come again to you. Behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. Whoever is involved in a dispute can go to them." Moses went up on the mountain, and the cloud covered the mountain. Yahweh's glory settled on Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. The seventh day, he called to Moses out of the middle of the cloud. The appearance of Yahweh's glory was like devouring fire on the top of the mountain in the eyes of the children of Israel. Moses entered into the middle of the cloud and went up on the mountain. And Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Footnote to Exodus chapter 24:10, which references sapphire, or lapis lazuli, or lazuli, however you like to pronounce it. Exodus chapter 25. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, that they take an offering for me. From every one whose heart makes him willing, you shall take my offering. This is the offering which you shall take from them: gold, silver, bronze, blue, purple, scarlet, fine linen, goat's hair, ram's skins dyed red, sea cow hides, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil and for the sweet incense, onyx stones, and stones to be set for the ephod and for the breastplate. Let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I shall show you, according to all that I show you, the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all its furniture. Even so you shall make it. They shall make an ark of acacia wood. Its length shall be 2.5 cubits, its width a cubit and a half, and a cubit and a half its height. You shall overlay it with pure gold. You shall overlay it inside and outside, and you shall make a gold molding around it. You shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in its 4 feet. 2 rings shall be made on the one side of it, and 2 rings on the other side of it. You shall make poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. You shall put the poles into the rings on the side of the ark to carry the ark. The poles shall be in the rings of the ark. They shall not be taken from it. You shall put the covenant which I shall give you into the ark. You shall make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2.5 cubits shall be its length, and a cubit and a half its width. You shall make 2 cherubim of hammered gold. You shall make them at the 2 ends of the mercy seat. Make 1 cherub at the one end and 1 cherub at the other end. You shall make the cherubim on its 2 ends of one piece with the mercy seat. The cherubim shall spread out their wings upward, covering the mercy seat with their wings, with their faces toward one another. The faces of the cherubim shall be toward the mercy seat. You shall put the mercy seat on top of the ark, and in the ark you shall put the covenant that I will give you. There I will meet with you, and I will tell you from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubim which are on the ark of the covenant, all that I command you for the children of Israel. You shall make a table of acacia wood. Its length shall be 2 cubits, and its width a cubit, and its height 1.5 cubits. You shall overlay it with pure gold, and make a gold molding around it. You shall make a rim of a hand width around it. You shall make a golden molding on its rim around it. You shall make 4 rings of gold for it, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on its 4 feet. The rings shall be close to the rim, for places for the poles to carry the table. You shall make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold, that the table may be carried with them. You shall make its dishes its spoons, its ladles, and its bowls with which to pour out offerings. You shall make them of pure gold. You shall set bread of the presence on the table before me always. You shall make a lampstand of pure gold. The lampstand shall be made of hammered work. Its base, its shaft, its cups, its buds, and its flowers shall be of one piece with it. There shall be 6 branches going out of its sides. 3 branches of the lamp stand out of its one side, and 3 branches of the lamp stand out of its other side. 3 cups made like almond blossoms in one branch, a bud, and a flower, and 3 cups made like almond blossoms in the other branch, a bud, and a flower. So for the 6 branches going out of the lampstand, and in the lampstand, 4 cups made like almond blossoms, its buds and its flowers, and a bud under 2 branches of one piece with it, and a bud under 2 branches of one piece with it, and a bud under 2 branches of one piece with it, for the 6 branches going out of the lampstand. Their buds and their branches shall be of one piece with it, all of it one beaten work of pure gold. You shall make its lamps 7, and they shall light its lamps to give light to the space in front of it. Its snuffers and its snuff dishes shall be of pure gold. It shall be made of a talent of pure gold, with all these accessories. See that you make them after their pattern, which has been shown to you on the mountain. Footnotes: Exodus chapter 25, verse 5, or fine leather, when referring to the word that says sea cow hides or fine leather. Footnote: Exodus chapter 25, verse 10, a cubit is the length from the tip of the middle finger to the elbow on a man's arm, or about 18 inches or 46 centimeters. So it's about a yard. No, it's shorter than a yard. Exodus chapter 25, verse 39, footnote: a talent is about 30 kilograms or 66 pounds or 965 troy ounces. Exodus chapter 26. Moreover, you shall make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet with cherubim. You shall make them the work of a skillful workman. The length of each curtain shall be 28 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. All the curtains shall have one measure. 5 curtains shall be coupled together to one another, and the other 5 curtains shall be coupled to one another. You shall make loops of blue on the edge of the one curtain from the edge in the coupling, and you shall do likewise on the edge of the curtain that is outermost in the second coupling. You shall make 50 loops in the one curtain, and you shall make 50 loops in the edge of the curtain that is in the second coupling. The loops shall be opposite one another. You shall make 50 clasps of gold, and couple the curtains to one another with the clasps. The tabernacle shall be a unit. You shall make curtains of goat's hair for a covering over the tabernacle. You shall make 11 curtains. The length of each curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. The 11 curtains shall have one measure. You shall couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and shall double over the 6th curtain in the forefront of the tent. You shall make 50 loops on the edge of the one curtain that is outermost in the coupling, and 50 loops on the edge of the curtain which is outermost in the second coupling. You shall make 50 clasps of bronze, and put the clasps into the loops, and couple the tent together that it may be one. The overhanging part that remains of the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that remains, shall hang over the back of the tabernacle. The cubit on the one side and the cubit on the other side of that which remains in the length of the curtains of the tent shall hang over the sides of the tabernacle on this side and on that side to cover it. You shall make a covering for the tent of ram's skins dyed red, and a covering of sea-cow hides above. You shall make the boards for the tabernacle of acacia wood standing upright. 10 cubits shall be the length of a board, and 1.5 cubits the width of each board. There shall be 2 tenons in each board, joined to one another. Thus you shall make for all the boards of the tabernacle. You shall make 20 boards for the tabernacle for the south side southward. You shall make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for its tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for its 2 tenons. For the second side of the tabernacle, on the north side, 20 boards, and their 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. For the far side of the temple, of the tabernacle westward, you shall make 6 boards. You shall make 2 boards for the corners of the tabernacle in the far side. They shall be double beneath, and in the same way they shall be whole to its top to one ring. Thus shall it be for them both. They shall be for the 2 corners. There shall be 8 boards in their sockets of silver, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. You shall bars of acacia wood, 5 for the boards on the one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the tabernacle for the far side westward. The middle bar and the middle of the boards shall pass through from end to end. They shall overlay the boards with gold and make their rings of gold for places for the bars. You shall overlay the bars with gold. You shall set up the tabernacle according to the way that it was shown to you on the mountain. You shall make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen, a cherubim. It shall be the work of a skillful workman. You shall hang it on 4 pillars of acacia overlaid with gold. Their hooks should be of gold on 4 sockets of silver. You shall hang up the veils under the clasps, and shall bring the ark of the covenant in there within the veil. The veil shall separate the holy place from the most holy for you. You shall put the mercy seat on the ark of the covenant in the most holy place. You shall set the table outside the veil, and the lamp stand opposite the table on the side of the tabernacle toward the south. You shall put the table on the north side. You shall make a screen for the door of the tent of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen, the work of the embroiderer. You shall make for the screen 5 pillars of acacia and overlay them with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold. You shall cast 5 sockets of bronze for them. Footnote: Exodus chapter 26, verse 2. A cubit is the length from the tip of the middle finger to the elbow on a man's arm, or about 18 inches or 46 centimeters. Exodus chapter 27. You shall make the altar of acacia wood 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. The altar shall be square. Its height shall be 3 cubits. You shall make its horns on its 4 corners. Its horns shall be of one piece with it. You shall overlay it with bronze. You shall make its pots to take away its ashes, and its shovels, its basins, its meat hooks, and its fire pans. You shall make all its vessels of bronze. You shall make a grating for it of network of bronze. On the net, 4 bronze rings in its 4 corners. You shall put it under the ledge around the altar beneath, that the net may reach halfway up the altar. You shall make poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. Its poles shall be put into the rings, and the poles shall be on the 2 sides of the altar when carrying it. You shall make it hollow with planks. They shall make it as it has been shown you on the mountain. You shall make the court of the tabernacle. For the south side, southward, there shall be hangings for the court of fine twisted linen, 100 cubits long for one side. Its pillars shall be 20, and their sockets 20 of bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver. Likewise, for the length of the north side, there shall be hangings 100 cubits long, and its pillars 20, and their sockets 20 of bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets, or fillets, not sure if that's what it is, of silver. For the width of the court on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits, their pillars 10, and their sockets 10. The width of the court on the east side, eastward, shall be 50 cubits. The hangings for the one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. For the other side shall be hangings of 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. For the gate of the court shall be a screen of 20 cubits of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen, the work of the embroiderer. Their pillars 4, and their sockets 4. All the pillars of the court around shall be filleted with silver, their hooks of silver, and their sockets of bronze. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the width 50 throughout, and the height 5 cubits of fine twined linen, and their sockets of bronze. All the instruments of the tabernacle and all its service, and all its pins, and all the pins of the court shall be of bronze. You shall command the children of Israel that they bring to you pure olive oil beaten for the light, to cause a lamp to burn continually. In the tent of meeting, outside the veil, which is before the covenant, Aaron and his sons shall keep it in order from evening to morning before Yahweh. It shall be a statute forever throughout their generations on behalf of the children of Israel. Footnote: Exodus chapter 27, verse 1. A cubit is the length from the tip of the middle finger to the elbow on a man's arm, or about 18 inches or 46 centimeters. Chapter 27, verse 1, footnote: the altar was to be about 2.3 times 2.3 times 1.4 meters, or about 7.5 by 7.5 by 4.5 feet. Well, if you came here for the reading of the Bible, there you have it. Exodus chapter 24 through 27, chapters 24 through 27. And now on to the commentary. First, yay, money in the vortex. We love the membership gifts. Love it. Oh, Tasha, you are so amazing. You are so amazing. And I love you and your beautiful support of the channel. We love that. We love that. We love that. Money in the vortex. And for all of you members on the channel, get right in there in the membership area and get your gift books in ebook version. Go ahead and get your The Real God Is Not in the Bible ebook. Go get it. Go grab it. And I update it frequently as I am going. Go get your goodies. Go get your goodies. Plus 27 watching and 14 likes. Let's go. Thou shalt like this video. Thou shalt hype this video. There's a new thing on YouTube now called hype. I like it. I go around hyping videos. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just hyping them. Yeah, let's have fun hyping. Okay, hype the video. And of course, subscribe to Valerie Love YouTube channel, the Christian Witches YouTube channel, wherever you are watching from. We love that. We love it. We love it. Now let's get into this commentary. The first overall thing I want to say about this is, where in the wilderness are they supposed to acquire tools for melting gold, purifying gold, smelting it and hammering it into all of these instruments, and for bronze as well? They just came out of the wilderness, out of Egypt, according to this story. They are still in the wilderness. Of course, Moses and his magic staff has been helping them all along the way. And when there's no water, we have the Gandalf magic staff for the water. And when there is a war, we have the Gandalf magic staff holding up Moses holding up his two arms with Aaron and Hur by his side. And every time his arms are up, the war is being won by the Israelites. But when his arms fall down, the other side wins, the Amalekites win. And so we have Moses' magic staff to the rescue again, while Aaron and Hur hold up his two arms. So far, let's recap where we are in this story. This story... I like hyping too, right? Oh, this story is, like all Bible stories, so freaking bizarre and just fantastical. Here is where we are in the story. Supposedly the Israelites were slaves. How do we have embroiderers with us, workmen with us, special people that can smelt gold and shape gold? They were supposedly slaves working with bricks. That's what it said. It said, you're working with bricks. You're the lowest form of slaves. You're taking straw and you're beating them with your feet or whatever you can beat them with, and you're turning them into bricks to build things for the Pharaoh. That's what they told us. Isn't that what they told us? They told us it was bricks. So they're all making things with bricks. How in the world? And then after they leave Egypt, according to the fantastical staff and whatnot, and they go through the Red Sea, and yay, they get away from Pharaoh and Pharaoh's armies and so forth and so on. Then, as soon as they get into the Promised Land, they don't have water. They complain about that, and then first they don't have food, then they don't have water. They get all of that taken care of with the magic staff, and then the money, the manna, the money, yes, money falling from heaven, manna falling from heaven every single day. They get the water. Moses hits the rock with his magic staff. Then there's a war. Like here comes an attack. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, y'all are having a war in the middle of all this? Okay, so there's the first war. The Amalekites come, ambush them, and Moses with the two arms up, and they beat them. They beat them. Where they got the war implements from, we don't know. The shields, the bows and arrows, whatever they were using, the swords, the knives, we don't know. We don't know where they got any of that from. They were slaves. Now they did pick the gold and the silver and garments from the Egyptians. I think they had to put that into the story to come to this part of the story, because people were going to be asking, well, where's all this gold come from? Excuse me, Yahweh. The first thing I would have been saying to Yahweh while I'm Moses standing up there writing all this down, Yahweh, do you have schematics? Do you have a blueprint? Because this is a lot. This curtain and that curtain and this table and that table and the lampstand and the almonds and the blossoms and the bud and the this and four on this side and four on that side and this length and this cubits and that cubits. Do you have a schematic blueprint? Can you draw me a magic picture on the side of this mountain? Because I'm not following. It's so much information. It's super specific, okay? So all this information he's getting, is Moses writing all this down? I don't know. Anyway, now we're to the part of the story where they're supposed to build all of this in the wilderness out of pure gold, and then the rest out of pure bronze. The stuff in the most holy, pure gold. The stuff in the tabernacle going around, pure bronze. Where are they supposed to get all of this equipment from to build it? Okay, even if we know where they got the gold and the bronze from, because they stole it from the Egyptians when they left. They lifted up all the Egyptians. And garments. Give us your garments. So presumably, the people that they lifted the garments from when they were in Egypt, presumably, this was all fine linen. So now we need some seamstresses. But what are they sewing with? There's embroiderers there, and you have to hand embroider. They don't have machines yet. And so we're going to rip apart all of these garments in a big pile, and we're going to get to sewing. And then we need embroidery on the fine linen and the sea cow's hide. We need leather. We need linen. We need wood. Acacia wood, not just any wood. Don't run out here in this wilderness and just bring me any kind of wood. I need acacia wood. Otherwise, it's going to be curtains for you, literally. This is a lot. This is a lot. Is anyone else feeling like this is a lot? This is a lot. Dia, what is Dia saying? That's what I was thinking about, the sea cow. What is a sea cow doing in the wilderness? A sea cow is a Florida manatee, and they live in the water. Oh my goodness. Where are they that's a good point. Where are they getting the hide of a sea cow? Now, when they said sea cow, I was thinking to myself, is this a code word for some animal that moves on the land? I didn't even think that it was a manatee. Okay, where are they getting that from? Where are they getting all of this from? Yes, the hype thing, the hype the thing, hype the videos. When you see the hype, just go ahead and hype it. It helps the creator. So when you see my videos, go ahead and hype them. And of course, thou shall hype my videos. Thou shall take thou finger and thou shall tap the subscribe button. Thou shall tap the thumbs up button. Thou shall like the videos. Okay, let's continue. Now, so we got the big obvious things out of the way. Where is all of this stuff coming from? Where's the needles coming from? Where are they getting these supplies? What is going and why does Yahweh expect them to have all these supplies? If this is what I would say to Yahweh. Yahweh, I have no problem building all this for you. I mean, you're my God, you're gonna take care of me and all that. You tried to kill me, but you know what? That's water under the bridge. I'm gonna act like that didn't happen because now I'm a bridegroom of blood to my wife Zipporah. She's not here. She's back safe at home with her father and her kids because I can't have my kids around all this commotion out in the wilderness. So my wife and kids, they're back with her father, my father-in-law. They're safe from all this craziness because this right here is a shit show. But anyway, Yahweh, I don't mind doing any of this for you. Can you give us the materials and the equipment? Like when you go to a job and they tell you, okay, you're a carpenter, now you're going to become a carpenter and you're going to work on this building site, they have the wood there. When you go and you're a construction worker, you don't bring the materials with you to the construction site. You show up to the construction site, you're a work person, a skilled carpenter, a skilled steel worker, a skilled electrician, a skill. When you show up, and they hired you for the thing, maybe you bring you bring your equipment or what you're going to do the thing with. The people already supplied the wiring and the tubing and the wood and the building and the cement. Yahweh, give us something. Either give us the raw materials and the equipment, or you just got to give us a whole lot of time so we can go around and find all these things and smell metal and everything else that must happen. So that's the obvious elephant in the room. So now that we got that part out of the way, let's go further. Kavod. We're going to come back to this word kavod. God's glory. The glory settled on a mountain. Let's go back to the videotape. The glory. What is the glory? This word, kavod. Let's look it up. Let's see what the glory is doing today. Glory. What is glory? What is that? Let's go and look and see what it did. Here's what it did. Let's go back to chapter 24. Okay. He rose up early in the morning. Yahweh tells him, hey, you come up here, bring 70 and bring Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu and 70. Now they stay over there, only you're going to come up. Come up where? You're God. You're omnipresent. You're everywhere. I thought, why am I going up to the top of the mountain? Anyway, he goes up to the mountain. But before he does a blood ritual. They got to do a blood ritual. See, when people try to tell, let me come off screen share for a second for this one because I have got to say this straight in the camera. Let me come off screen share for a minute. This part I love. When people say that they don't like that in Africa, some places in Africa for voodoo or for not in Africa, in the diaspora, Santeria is not in Africa as far as I know, it's in that diaspora originating in Africa. When they look at the African traditional religions that use blood and blood sacrifice, or chase a chicken or get a goat, or many of the religions around the world that use blood sacrifice, why to Christians is that wrong? But there's nothing wrong with all the blood sacrifices in the Bible. Nothing wrong with that. And it is fascinating to me that people cannot see it for what it is. It is a blood ritual. Zipporah performed a blood ritual and she said the incantation. Right now, they took the hyssop leaves and they slaughtered the goats and they put the blood or the lamb, whatever the instruction was, and they put the blood on the door posts, the two door posts on the side and the one going across the top, for the angel of death or Yahweh to pass over. The whole Passover situation is a blood ritual. Then we are now in the wilderness and they kill more animals, collect more blood, and Moses splatters the blood on the people. The people are standing there, yay, let's sprinkle you with blood, just like the priest sprinkles you with the holy water when he comes in. Yes, I've been to a Catholic church on Easter. I find the Catholic Church to be extremely magical. Love it. And I love all the, the robes, and they look just like sorcerers. They look just like sorcerers. Love it. And they walk in. For me, that the fact that they look like sorcerers is a happy thought, because I'm a practicing Christian witch. So I love that. I love all the pomp, the circumstance. They have the incense. At, you put up a Catholic altar and a sorcerer's altar, you'd be hard pressed to see the distinction. You would have to figure, is this one the Catholic or is this one the sorcerer? I promise you. And they've got the incense and the incense burner. They're making smoke the whole way when they come down the aisle. They're speaking in Latin, just like sorcerers do. Look, just like in this book. If I show you this book right here, Dictionary of Ancient Magic Words and Spells, a lot of these are from the Bible. A lot of these ancient words and ancient spells are from the Bible. Oh, I'm disappearing, man. My magic is good. And they're in Latin. And so these are magic words, okay? And the priest has the holy water and he's sprinkling it on you as you go. And I made sure to sit by the aisle so I could get some holy water sprinkled on me, because I like all the pomp and circumstance of all these different places. If they're handing out holy water or they're sprinkling holy water, I'm going to have it sprinkled on me, because only love is going to come through anyway and get through my wards. So all of this is going on in the Bible. Yet a Christian will turn around and tell a witch, those people are barbarians. Can you imagine killing a chicken for blood sacrifice? Can you imagine? Can you imagine that we could not even catch up to how many animals were killed in the Bible? What are we talking about here? Okay, I just had to say that. Now we're going to go back to the word kavod, because first Moses had to do the whole blood ritual and then he can go. Now, as we go to the kavod, every time you see the word glory in the Bible, ask yourself, what is this doing? The glory is coming from the south. The glory is resting upon the mountain. The glory is coming from the east. The glory is over there. The glory is over there. The glory is directional. Let's go. Let's look at it. The glory. Glory. What is glory? Okay, Moses took the blood. After the blood ritual. Okay. Yahweh, they saw the God of Israel under his feet. He has feet. It looks like he's standing on some kind of lapis lazuli. Okay. They saw God and ate and drank. They're sitting around eating and drinking with Yahweh. Is that what's happening? Okay. Then they tell Yahweh, come on. Then Yahweh tells Moses only, you come up here because I have to talk to you. Come up to me on the mountain and stay here because we've got to talk. Moses rose up with Joshua and they went up onto God's mountain. He said to the elders, wait here for us until we come. And if you'll have any kind of disputes, Aaron and Hur will take care of you. What are y'all disputing about? You are sitting in the glory and awe of God, supposedly. What would the 70 of y'all elders have any disputes about? Anyway, here we go. Yahweh's glory settled on Mount Sinai. What does that mean? What does Yahweh's glory settled on Mount Sinai? Well, if we go to Scripture for All, let's do that. Let's go to Scripture for All and let's see the word. Absolutely, the magicians absolutely have altars. Mostly every magician I know and every sorcerer. Who is this glory? Hello, Danelzia. What is this glory? Why is the glory settling on a mountain? Now, I never noticed this until the work of Mauro Biglino, who wrote the book, Gods of the Bible. That there's not one God in the Bible. God's not in the Bible. The Bible's not about God. The Bible has nothing to do with God. And further, the Bible wasn't written for us. gods of the Bible's talking about a lot of different gods, a lot of different Elohim. Elohim of the Egyptians, as we saw the other day, Elohim of the Israelites, gods of the Bible. This supposed glory by Mauro Biglino has been translated. He's a scholar of both Hebrew and Italian. He's Italian. And he worked on transliterations for a press that had been conscripted or hired by the Vatican, consigned by the Vatican to produce interlinear Bibles. That's what Mauro Biglino was working on. And that's how he discovered that there is about 20 different Elohim in the Bible, aka Anunnaki, beings who came from other places. And what you are watching here in the book of Exodus is a description of an encounter with a being that was not from this planet. And you may say, well, this was written a couple of thousand years after these beings. Absolutely. These stories were retold and retold and retold and rehashed and reworked for the purposes of the people that they needed to speak to. Remember, the Bible wasn't written for us. These beings had ships. In the retelling of the story over thousands of years, retelling, the story took on a divine nature, just like Stonehenge now is a ritual location, even though Stonehenge, one scientist and independent researcher is teaching us that Stonehenge was used for weather control. And we do know they could create clouds, they could create thunderstorm, they could create lightning. And we do know that the technologies that were used on this planet were advanced such to the point that we cannot correctly identify what the technology was. If you went back in time and you showed my great grandmother who was on the farm, who was an extremely intelligent woman, extremely spiritual, extremely well, my great grandmother, if you were to show her, my great grandmother or my great grandmother, if you were to show Pinky Ballard Clark a mobile phone, she would be like, if this can't milk our cows and make butter for this family or help me birth this next baby, get it out of here. If it's not useful to me, get it out of here. Because she didn't have time for that. If you had shown that to her, there's any number of thoughts that may have come to her head. If you showed her an iPhone and then turned it on and made noises with it and showed her YouTube videos, what would she make of that? I don't know. Grandma Pinky, what would you make of that? I don't know. So we are looking at, it's the reverse. We're looking at technology from thousands of years ago that was far more advanced even then than we were, and is still more advanced than we are. And we're trying to make heads or tails of it, what it is. Oh, it must have been for religion. Why do scholars love to say that all these things were for worship? Oh, they were very superstitious. They thought it was gods here and gods there. What about this was technology? What about the Ark of the Covenant was a technological device, later turned holy in the retelling of the story? What about the pyramids of Egypt on the Giza Plateau were technology, later turned into big crazy stories about them being tombs for pharaohs. No pharaohs were ever found in these pyramids. No tombs were ever found inside. What about the hinges were made to be worship sites when these hinges were technology? They were used for weather control. So let's go to the word. I say all that to say, let's go to the word glory, because Mauro Biglino says this word glory doesn't mean what we think it means. When you hear the word glory in church, what do you think? Eminence of God, presence of God. the splendor of God. Okay, all of those are ethereal. All of those, the luminosity of God, all of that is non tangible. All of that is experienced and felt and intuited the presence of God, the glory, the splendor of God. I mean, what is it exactly? We don't know. It's very nebulous. And therefore, we would not expect the presence of God to land on a mountain. We would expect a spaceship to do that. We wouldn't expect the presence of God to be in one particular place. We wouldn't expect God to have feet. We wouldn't expect God to have feet standing on what looks like lapis lazuli. We wouldn't expect God to be saying, and come up here on the top of a mountain where I am. That doesn't quite make a lot of sense spiritually. You have to make a leap in your imagination spiritually to even get there. Yet, if these are flesh and blood beings, makes a lot of sense. Come up here, meet me. He's standing on this thing. I mean, it says it right in the verse if we just took it for face value. Now, let's find out about this word glory. We're going to go to scriptureforall.org. This is where there is a transliteration as well as a translation of the original Hebrew and Greek that the Bible was written in. It's very important for us to consult this. Here we are, Exodus. Let us go to the Hebrew English Interlinear Bible. Let's go there. Let's go to Exodus chapter 24. Let's go there, which we just read about the glory of God. The blood sacrifice, sprinkling of the blood. They love blood in the Bible. They love blood. Okay. Moses went up into the verse 16. And the glory of the Lord abode upon Mount Sinai. Now, Lord is Adonai, different from Yahweh, different from Elohim. Let's go to see what the original verse is. I apologize. 24:16. 24:16. Here we go. 24. Oh, we're in the wrong chapter. This is not chapter 2. Oh, we're in Genesis 24. Pardon me. Exodus chapter 24, verse 16. We already finished Genesis. 16. First, kabod or kavod. K-B-U-D here. Kavod, K-A-V-O-D. What is a kavod? This is a very strange word. This is a very strange word. Kavod. Now, supposedly, kavod means big and heavy, weighty, as in a person. Glory, honor, or weight. It is rooted in the concept of heaviness. Kaved. It signifies honor and respect in modern Hebrew, used for titles like your honor, hakavod, well done, things like that. Here is divine presence. In the Bible, kavod often describes the visible manifestation of God's glory, such as the cloud covering Mount Sinai. Isn't that interesting that the AI would tell us that kavod often describes the visible manifestation of God's glory? That is a lie. That is what they told us. You are reading more of the mainstream narrative that has been fed to the AI. Kavod means heavy or weighty, literal weight. And so they're trying to tell us that kavod means that there's so much weight to this person. Whereas a Hebrew scholar, let me see if I can find this for you. A Hebrew scholar, I'm going to go on to, hold on, I'm going to go into my presentations, because I did a whole presentation on this. And let me see if I can bring it up for you. And I can give you the exact Hebrew scholar for this. So let's go into this word kavod. We need to understand this word kavod. Okay? Yes. Yes, Tasha. Why do I keep going back to Genesis? I keep saying Genesis. Oh my goodness. Genesis was such a wild ride. Genesis was such a wild ride. And I'm so proud of us because look how many books that we have already been through with Genesis, the books of Adam and Eve, books of the Apocrypha, the books of Enoch, and even books from the pseudepigrapha. And here we are at Exodus, about to complete Exodus in a few days. We are accomplishing what we set out to do. I'm so freaking proud of us. So freaking proud of us. Let's go on screen share and look at this word glory. Glory. Okay. What does it mean? Glory. I have a whole video about it on YouTube. Kavod. Glory. Glory. Be sure to pick. Here you go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Glory. Kavod. Kavod. Root word means to be heavy or hard, or to have weight, or to be honored. Greek translators use the word doxa, which means glory, when they saw the word kavod. So right there, you have a problem. Because when it translated from Hebrew, which the connotation and just like in English, there are words that have a meaning and then they have a connotation. So if you say something like elementary, elementary has a definition. The definition of elementary would be starting from the beginning, or that which is elemental, or that which is in the essence, or that which is younger. And if you say the word elementary, it has a connotation of a younger person because we've named our schools now, our school system, according to elementary. So if you say elementary, even though the definition has nothing to do with children, you are thinking elementary, that this is a very young. This is for the youth. It has a connotation. Kavod had a meaning, a definition, and a connotation, which you can see was lost in translation. The root word of kavod means heavy or hard, or to have weight. When the Greek translators use the word doxa to mean glory, when they were talking about kavod, we already lost the meaning of kavod when they turned it to doxa in the Greek. Let's continue. Exodus chapter 16 and chapter 34, the glory of the Lord appearing in the cloud. The glory of the Lord appearing in the cloud. When he mentioned the ark of God, Eli fell over backwards from his seat by the side of the gate, and his neck was broken, and he died, for he was an old man and heavy. He had judged Israel for 40 years. Do you see that this word heavy was kabod? Meaning he was very well, he was a large man. He was what we might call today a person who's overweight. A person who's large in size, heavy, very heavy. That word kavod is used there. Okay, Moses said, show me your glory, I pray. We haven't gotten to Exodus chapter 33 yet. And he says, show me your glory, I pray. Show me your kavod. And I'll put it into context when we get to Exodus chapter 33. Kavod appears 200 times in the Hebrew Bible and often appears with two other words, ruach and cherubim. Kavod and ruach, kavod and cherubim. The original concrete meaning of kavod is battle armaments. This meaning of armaments fits with the root word of kavod, which is heavy. Jeff A. Benner is the founder of the Ancient Hebrew Research Center, author of Brenner's translation of the Torah. I will show you the Ancient Hebrew Research Center in a moment. You can visit it online for yourself and see for yourself what kavod means. It doesn't mean glory. Ezekiel chapter 1. Okay, we are back to now Joseph Bloomrick and his patent number 3789947 for the omnidirectional wheel. And it is in the book of Ezekiel, and that is referring to a spaceship. Kavod. This is what we know about Kavod. And we're going to read it over and over. So I'm saying this in advance. It's dangerous. Humans and animals require protection. Let us see what happens when Moses asked Yahweh, "Can I see your Kavod?" Because "can I see your glory" makes no sense. It produces tremendous noise. It appears in the clouds. It's in the sky. It says it right in the Bible. It lifts people up. It has lights. It comes from specific directions. It settled on Mount Sinai. It came from the east. It went there. It went there. The kavod is doing all these things, and it's heavy. Okay? That's kavod. That's kavod. And they want to tell us it means glory. What? I hope I was on screen share. If I wasn't on screen share, let me share it with you right now. Was I on screen share? Could you see that? Tell me if y'all could see that. The kavod. I did a whole YouTube video about it in the series. The real God is not in the Bible. God's not in the Bible. This has nothing to do with God. This is alien technology that is being spoken of very clearly as alien technology, yet they've massaged these books and reworked these books to try to make these God stories. These are not God stories. These are not God stories. So can y'all tell me if I was on screen share? Did you see kavod for spring on screen share? Did you see kavod? Yes. Okay, excellent. Excellent. So we're going to continue, we're going to conclude here with the amazing Moses. The amazing Moses never existed, never existed. And his encounters with Yahweh, who is not God, on the top of a mountain. And we're not talking about glory, we're talking about a heavy spaceship. So I'll see you tomorrow as we continue this delicious conversation. If you are not in the ritual for tonight, like so many of us beautiful people are, I'm going to be preparing for the ritual today. Today is your last opportunity for the spring equinox candle burning ritual for wealth expansion. It's your last opportunity. Whether you will be with us live or not, I'm going to put a link in the chat. Whether you will be with us live or not, if you register, I will be burning a candle for you, and you will have access to the replay for 90 days. Then it goes back into the vault for Money Magic exclusively and the Christian Witches Mystery School exclusively. All right. I love you. For those who are in the ritual tonight on the spring equinox, I will see you tonight in the Zoom, ready with your candle. And if you are celebrating the spring equinox with yourself, happy blessed spring equinox. We'll see you in the morning.